Hey everyone, my name is Tom. Welcome back to my channel where I make videos that help you empower your higher self and manifest your dream reality. If you'd like to have a one-on-one coaching session that's 100% donation based for a limited time, just head to the link below and I would love to have a session with you to help you manifest your desires and evolve along your spiritual journey. In this video, we're going to be talking about manifesting during hard times and how you can get through. By hard times, I mean when you're going about your life, things seem fairly aligned, you seem fairly on track with what you're doing. You're like, I'm pretty good at this. I'm pretty good at thinking positive thoughts, looking after my emotional states. Maybe you're even having kind of some spiritual states come in, some nice experiences of oneness, of love, of peace. And then it all comes crumbling down rapidly. Something happens in your external world, maybe. A big shift, something breaks down unexpectedly. You get a strong bit of seemingly negative evidence. And it deeply throws you off and you start to spiral down fast. And as this happens, all these emotions come up, these deeply repressed emotions. They start bubbling up. And you start feeling completely overwhelmed. Like you can't think straight. Your thoughts are all over the place. Your emotions are going in and out of all these intense waves. And you're so off center. And in this state of friction, emotionally, psychically, spiritually, you start noticing that your external world is instantly reflecting this back to you. And more negative synchronicities are popping up and it's completely overwhelming. Well, if you find yourself in this kind of challenging, transformative time, my heart goes out to you. And I've been through these challenging times many, many times upon my path. And I can tell you, and this is the key of this message, that this is completely normal. You're completely okay. Everything is truly going to work itself out. And you could not be more aligned and on track with your desire and dream life than you are right now in the midst of this chaotic storm. I don't just say this as some comforting words, I say this as a deep truth. As I've become tapped into the experience of seeing my own life unfold and noticing that there is truly a divine will and order and intelligence and goodness behind the occurrence of all things. So how your life is unfolding and the challenging struggle you find yourself in is all fitting into this perfect picture, leading you towards your happiest life and best self. So this video was inspired actually by a recent challenging week I had a couple of weeks ago, where the week before it, I was completely aligned. Everything was going well. As I said, spiritually I was going well, I was flowing through life in a state of peace most days. Creatively, I was going well, my videos were coming out, I was happy with what I was expressing, I was working with all my clients and having amazing sessions, my relationships were going well, I was like, yes, I'm getting it. And then I started to put out a desire to the universe, which was to move into a new place. This was going to be a more expensive apartment where I was going to be living by myself. And I didn't realize, but I was attaching all this symbolic meaning to living by myself. And it was this symbol of leaving an old life behind and stepping into a new version of myself. And so I started putting this out there to the universe in this aligned state, thinking this is going to go well. I can support myself, I can do this. And then it started rapidly coming true, and all of these fears about my readiness of being able to handle this new life, of being able to step into my new self, started arising. And I all of a sudden found myself visiting an apartment and I could have signed on the dotted line type of thing to move out just like that in a couple of days. And it all of a sudden became too overwhelming and I started having my inner child and ego come up and all these rational concerns and fears and doubts and anxieties come up. And it was this deep purging of all these limiting beliefs that I didn't even know I was holding on to. All these emotional traumas that were coming up as I was stepping into this new life. And so it took a good 5-6 days for this storm to pass, the intensity of this storm to pass, and within that, it was so intense that I had several awakenings in which my mind was in such a state of stress and friction that it just broke free and the light of truth started shining out. And so there was some moments where I was in an ecstatic, blissful joy, completely surrendered, present, everything made sense. And then a few hours later, the mind would come back in, all the egoic, emotional traumas, patterns were coming up, and I'd fall back in, out, in, out. And I realized like the house was just a symbol of a deeper spiritual upgrade I was going through on all levels of my being, emotionally, psychically, spiritually. It's very humbling. But you know what? I came out of that experience wiser and more aligned than I've ever been in my entire life. And the level of fulfillment I had when I made it through the other side was priceless. The level of spiritual evolution I felt was a true gift. And now my life is spiraling up and everything's aligning once again. And so I want to frame why we have these challenging times and give you context for why you may be manifesting and now experiencing a hard, challenging time during your manifestation and spiritual path. It's firstly completely normal. It's to be expected that you're going to encounter these challenging waves. You are living a passionate life. You're actually brave enough to put something out to the universe that you say, I want this. My soul wants to express itself in this way. I don't want to just random life. I want a passionate, amazing life full of love and happiness. And this desire I have is what's lighting me up right now. I'm going to put that out there to the universe. That's actually a very rare thing when you think about society at large, and many people don't do this. They simply just follow everyone else and don't listen to their heart. But you're not like this. You are listening to your heart, and that's a truly courageous thing that deserves such appreciation of yourself for doing. It can't be overlooked. But of course, when you put something out to the universe, you automatically enter into your highest path. Because manifestation isn't just about getting what you want. Manifestation is deeply intertwined with spiritual evolution. Your life is spiritual in nature, meaning it's all about the awakening of your consciousness at every turn. So every desire you have, it's both about you merging into that reality where you receive that desire. But as you merge into that reality, that's the process of inner transformation that takes place. That's part and parcel of manifesting and actualizing your greatest life and highest destiny. And as we merge into this reality, any part of us that's not aligned with the truth of that new reality and that version of ourselves that's truly in that reality, well, all of that muck within us, we call it the darkness within us, it's got to come up into the light that we are and we are ever becoming. And so that's why we face these challenging times, because our higher self, or our higher consciousness aspect of ourself, delivers us these catalysts, puts us in these predicaments, these unbearable moments. Because it knows that in the process of us going through that, that darkness is going to have to come up. We're going to have to face that part of ourselves. Open our hearts to this part of ourselves and welcome it into the light that we are. Heal it, integrate it, transmute it. So this is all the limiting beliefs, all the limiting patterns, all the dense emotional frequencies. This is the darkness coming into the light you are through this intense process of transformation. And that's why we are challenged and triggered in these ways, because we are being purified. We are stepping into the highest version of ourselves. And because reality is a mirror, we are therefore merging into a reality which reflects the purity of our soul and our entire beingness once we emerge out of this challenge. This challenge is a divine gift. and there's a divine plan as to why you're going through what you're going through. You can't connect the dots now, but your higher consciousness can. It can see that you going through this is going to connect this dot to this dot to this dot to this dot. And all of those dots being connected are going to lead you exactly where you want, exactly where your heart deep down knows it is destined to arrive at. There's a divine plan for you. And everything always works out. These challenges just work themselves out. Your life works itself out. You simply have to just get through it, one moment at a time. And maybe you can recall in your past that in your hardest, toughest, most difficult moments where you were truly facing a challenge, facing an inner part of yourself, immersed in darkness still, somehow you still made it through that and life worked itself out. So you already know this. You already know it's going to work out. And so your job is to have faith. If you can, amidst all the emotions you may be experiencing, to have faith that it is going to work out. To have faith that you're not living in a fantasy world. This isn't some weird pipe dream. This is the truth of how life is, the spiritual journey you're on, the evolutionary journey of your awakening spirit, the manifestation of your highest destiny. You know this is the truth deep down. So have faith in that. And what helps is to realize that every emotion you feel in this process is you truly healing. You're not just feeling something come up because you're regressing, but actually you're truly releasing and healing something. You're truly creating space within your energetic field and frequency of consciousness for good. And when you see it like that, you don't add a story to it. You don't react to it as if you're falling back, as if something truly catastrophically bad that can't be undone is happening. You don't see it like that. You see it as the most beautiful healing journey and process. You see it as a cathartic expression of the density within you being liberated out of your being forever. Creating space for the new you to emerge, to fill it up with positive frequencies and beliefs and aligned emotions and states of being. That space is being cleared within you. So every time you, in this difficult, challenging moment in your life, deeply go into each feeling, knowing that in feeling it fully, in allowing it to be, you are liberating that out of you forever. You can extract the highest benefit from this challenging period. So remind yourself that you are healing right now. This is what healing is like. It can be messy, it can be challenging. But I promise you, it's a truly benevolent, positive thing that's happening. You aren't falling back. You're stepping in to your best reality in life. You're truly letting go of that which no longer serves you. And you're truly allowing that which you've always been to emerge in that space that opens up through this healing process. This loving, benevolent, positive, empowered, confident, attractive, expansive self. That's the you that's going to emerge out of this healing process. So you will come out of this a new version of yourself, and you will truly see that it was a gift. You will actually feel a palpable shift in your frequency, in your state of consciousness, in your aliveness, in your life experience and wisdom. That's going to be this newfound fuel that you can use towards manifesting your best life and evolving within yourself spiritually. You're going to see it like that. It's going to fill you with joy that you made it through and never gave up. And it's going to make you even more appreciative and loving of yourself. You're going to be so proud that you bravely stuck to this manifestation journey. So you will emerge, your point of attraction will be different, and you'll start to see this incredible newfound momentum happen, where things just pop up, where you're unexplainably more confident and positive to life, and yet more humble and balanced and wise and compassionate. And people are going to notice this within you and be drawn to you to help you. Life is going to reward you for getting through this, and going to start to place things in your reality that match exactly what's in your heart that you want to manifest. But you just have to stick through it. That's all you have to do. And so to get through it, some practical mindset tips for you can be to allow yourself to be vulnerable. When you go through a wave of emotion and you just feel like being sad, you feel like being defeated, if you feel like you just don't have the strength to do anything other than feel the way you feel, that's perfect. Feel the way you feel. Allow yourself to be vulnerable in those moments where that resonates with you. This doesn't mean adding a story to it of self-pity. It just means acknowledging that these emotions are coming up and opening your heart to them, to be with them, to be with yourself, with self-love, self-compassion. Again, knowing that through this presence, you're healing. So know you're probably not going to be in your best state during this time, and that's normal. You may feel vulnerable, you may feel a little bit emotional and off-centered, and so embrace that, accept that. The second thing you can do is become empowered. Choose to be proactive and positive as you can in this situation. To start taking any action you can, whether that's towards your desire or just in other areas of your life, to keep yourself moving with the flow of life, to show that you're willing to be positive and proactive and empowered within yourself, even during a difficult time. Now, this may seem to contradict with the being vulnerable and allowing emotions to arise, but they both can coexist, and you can flow in and out of each mode as often as you choose. So if you come at this in a balanced, intuitive way, balancing each energies, you extract the highest healing and most strength and growth. So make sure you approach both things. And one of the key things with the empowered approach is simply doing the most obvious thing. The most obvious thing that's next in line that you can do. Just do that, and things will work themselves out. Doing one thing at a time, getting through one moment at a time. That's all you have to do, really. You can always find the answer and the clarity in one moment at a time. So finally, when it comes to doing various techniques of manifestation, of spirituality, of inner healing, use your best inner judgment and intuition and self-trust to do what you feel is best for you during this time. But ultimately know that you're already on your highest path. You couldn't come off it even if you tried. And so no matter what you do, you can only do good, true and right things towards manifesting your best life and towards evolving within yourself spiritually to the highest possible level that you're meant to at this moment. And then eventually this state will just dissipate. You will just come out of it. Life will shift. This too shall pass. But what will not pass will be the new frequency that you exist from, will be this inner fulfillment that you can't buy, that you've earned now, that knows how strong you are, that knows how loving you are, that knows how pure your intentions really are towards creating something positive in your life. You'll have that integrity there. And from that integrity will blossom this sense of love for yourself. Because you know you're a good human being and a benevolent soul. You'll gain that respect and inner knowingness that you can't buy anywhere. You'll earn it. You'll be the embodiment of it. And that's what really starts to awaken your heart, because you realize you are committed to this highest timeline and destiny. And you will do anything for it. You'll do anything to be happy, to find that inner happiness, that external happiness as well. And you'll do anything to be a force of positivity and love in this world, no matter what. And when you know that about yourself, at the core of your soul, you'll almost want to cry tears of joy. Because then you're tapping into the core motivations of why you chose to incarnate on earth, why you chose to be here. You're starting to realize that it's for this very path you're on. It's for this very wonderful life you're manifesting. It's for this journey of spiritual evolution. So keep going, and I promise you, you'll emerge out the other end of this challenging time, and you will taste that beautiful recognition that you have transformed and that you are here to stay on this path for the most pure, good, positive, and loving reasons. And of course, from this expanded state, from this state of growth and transformation, you will be transformed. You will feel different. You will be at a different frequency. You will be more healed, more expanded. There will be more light and love emanating from your consciousness, from your field. And based on manifestation, the law of attraction, that's where things start unfolding again. This entire challenge acts as a purging process that you now emerge from as a transformed person, and your best possible life starts coming to you again. And you feel truly worthy of it, truly ready for it, and truly satisfied by your entire life path. I hope you can feel that truth. This is your destiny. And it's all for love. Alright everyone, this is my video on manifesting during hard and challenging times. I hope it resonated with you. I wish you well if you're experiencing a hard time. It will pass. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you, please like this video, please leave me a comment. I love hearing from you. And subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for more videos on how to manifest your dream life, how to evolve spiritually. And if you'd also like that one-on-one coaching session with me, 100% donation based, just head to the link below. Thank you.